easy for us to want to reach down, grab our cell phones, and answer quick texts while behind the wheel, but we know how dangerous that can be, right? Well,
standing in what used to be the entrance of this water park, and you can see how much damage is in this room. Ceiling tiles are missing, exposing pipes and wires. Graffiti covers every inch of this park, and the floor is covered in glass and all of these tickets. Now, these are old admission tickets for water.
Neighbors tell me that this area is pretty safe and nothing like this has happened before. Now, the attempted kidnapping happened about 24 hours ago, so we're going to turn the camera light off to give you an idea of how dark it is out here.
It's really beginning to pile up out here, and the first thing that needed to go was what's right in front of me. Now, these are actually the roofs to the mobile homes, and they pose the biggest threat to the firefighters.
The 6800 block of Russell Avenue, where firefighters have been fighting this fire for more than an hour.
Areas like this one that are littered with trash, encouraging Odessans to roll up their sleeves, put on some gloves, and fill up a trash bag, because plastic items like this.
About an hour ago, there was a major accident in the westbound lane on Business 20. Now, you can see behind me that the cars are still up here.
Just a few hours ago, a fire rolled through here, and behind me you can see what's left. There's burnt trees, parts of bushes, and what's left of the burnt cacti. Now, Assistant Fire Chief Pepper Sullivan told me that this was actually the starting point, and the fire traveled this way for about 600 acres, burning everything in sight.
17 new charges were levied against Martha, bringing her total to 26. Now, her former boyfriend Robert is facing 14 similar charges in the investigation.
They keep making statements and so I feel like I have to react to it because they keep making false statements.
MISD Superintendent Orlando Riddick is making headlines once again after making statements on a radio show about the sexual assault case at an MISD school involving a 7-year-old.
Well, my understanding, there are 2 complaints that have been registered against his interviewed. One is he expressed uncertainty as to what happened to the 2 students that have been involved in the incidents. The second nature of their complaint is the use of the word sexual assault.
So when you talk about a sexual assault, and I don't know if an 8-year-old or any other young child can physically sexually assault somebody.
He doesn't think an 8-year-old can actually sexual assault or somebody else. Are you kidding me?
Linscomb continuing to go back and forth with the school district, trying to get justice for her daughter. She says to this day, Riddick has not spoken to her and believes he has not read the police report.
Not saying that the police report is right or wrong.
If he would have sat down and took the time to read the police report, then maybe he could speak on it. He's so vague when it comes to questions being asked because he has no clue. He's never actually done anything towards preventing this. He talks a lot, but he doesn't do anything. He says he's transparent. He has been nothing close to transparent. So, I mean, it's laughable.
Davis recently asked Linscomb to join the MISD bullying task force. She told me she hopes to make positive change so no other parent has to go through what she went through.
Hi, how are you?
Sitting on the corner of Sapphire and Amethyst Cove, you'll be served with a smile.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
And your old-fashioned homemade hot cocoa may come with a marshmallow on top.
Do y'all want marshmallows?
But this is no ordinary hot chocolate stand.
That's cool. Well, I want to be a canine officer when I grow up, and it just really interests me, and I love giving back to the community.
Last year, Randy stirred up 178 gallons of hot cocoa.
Well, I'm trying to raise $12,000 this year, and last year I raised $7,126.05.
All the money donated to OPD K9 so they could get new bulletproof vests. This year, a new goal.
It's going to the Odessa Police Department to buy another canine. Due to the population of Odessa, we need another new canine just because there's a ton of people in Odessa.
Can I get 2 hot chocolates?
Yes. I learned that our community can come together, and I brought smiles to all the officers' faces, and that made me really happy. I hope that everyone's supportive this year as they were last year. They were very supportive.
The tale of Samuel Little is now widely known across the United States. His name will go down in history, dubbed the most prolific serial killer.
I can't provide a specific diagnosis, not having seen him, but he has many traits of a clinical psychopath.
Little confessed to more than 90 murders that span 4 decades. But why confess now?
Why wouldn't he? If we're talking about someone who has many, at least traits of a clinical psychopath, being called one of the most prolific serial killers of all time, that's a badge of honor, especially since he was caught so few times doing what seemed to be a very consistent pattern for him.
You may say Little was sporting his badge of honor leaving court Thursday, smiling after receiving his 4th guilty plea and sentenced to a 4th life sentence.
Murder became what seemed to be his addiction over time. So the more that he moved, the more difficult it was to catch him, and he knew that. So on some level, he's very intelligent.
Little's addiction holds a lot of details he hasn't forgotten decades later. According to Texas Rangers, Little can recall locations, nicknames, age, where he dumped the body, and even draw pictures of his victims.
Look back at some of the best days of your life. Look at birthdays. Look at special occasions. Can you remember what you're wearing? Can you remember what the air smelled like? The things around you. These were his best days. So yes, I strongly believe that he remembers these things because this was such an emotionally ingrained piece of time for him.
You probably drive past the old water wonderland every day and don't even notice it hiding behind the overgrown greenery. But after being vacant for more than a decade, it finally has new owners.
It's a local buyer that's wanting to do something for our community and clean it up.
Graffiti covers every surface of the park. Broken glass coats the floors, and outside, an overgrown landscape makes it difficult to navigate the grounds.
Thank you.
But the new owner, Billy Loiza with GE Elite Real Estate, is ready to take on the challenge.
Right now I'm standing in what used to be the entrance of this water park, and you can see how much damage is in this room. Ceiling tiles are missing, exposing pipes and wires. Graffiti covers every inch of this park, and the floor is covered in glass and all of these tickets. Now these are old admission tickets for Water Wonderland, and I'm told soon, come spring, you may be able to start using them again.
His plans are hopefully by next spring to have part of it open. It's not going to be able to be done overnight. It does need a lot of fresh paint, a lot. Some of the structures need to be torn down. Some of the railing needs to be torn down. A lot of it does need to be rehabbed, but there's a great base here to put in a new water park.
Along with restoring the water park, the owners plan to build an event center right on the property.
Some of the pre-existing buildings he plans on using, and that way it's not a water park that's just open 3 or 4 months of the year. This way it's something that's going to be open year-round.
7,000 square feet. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get them through, especially when they're all in terror.
Cavender is showing me around the 7,000 square foot warehouse, complete with twists and turns and clown after clown after clown after, well, you get it.
Through the circus side, we've clocked some people at about 2.5 minutes, just darting through, running over my actors.
When they take off running down a hallway and you're kind of like, oh, we've got a runner, it's so much fun to just chase after them.
DEF CON has been open for 20 years, and every Halloween night, about 1,000 people walk, run, or get chased down these halls. It's a tradition, one that has these actors gushing about.
And he grabbed his daughter and kind of threw her, said, take her, and ran.
But when they jump, the jump that they do and slamming themselves backwards against a wall to try and get away from you when they have nowhere to go, it's great.
My biggest piece of advice I've always given before you come here is just bring another pair of pants.
DEF CON will be open this weekend, and then on Wednesday, Halloween night, is your last chance to try to make it through alive. Reporting in Odessa, Haylee Brooks, Big 2 News.